Hey everyone, it's Khoa here. I just want to make a quick announcement, and that is finally got my Rolex. So I've been looking at this for a long time, so if you can see there, I'll just take it off. So happy with it. So check it out. Finally got my Rolex, which is a Submariner. It's a Submariner Bluesy, which is the 1166 13 LB, and I've been looking at this for so long. This watch, I've been looking at this since 2014. I've had the vision board, and I had pictures of this watch several years ago, and I wanted to buy this watch because I wanted to celebrate my 40th birthday. I just recently turned 40, and really this marks as a milestone to making it to 40. But not only that, I wanted to really get something that I was really proud of, and this watch really, I just think it's one of the most beautiful watches you can ever get, because just look how beautiful it is. It's a two-tone 40mm and also ceramic as well, and it's 100% automatic too. It just looks absolutely beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful watches I've ever seen in my whole life. Honestly, it's not just the brand or anything I'm just trying to show off or anything. It's actually a really beautiful watch, and I bought it through a private seller. So I actually went to a lot of Rolex dealers, and they, as you know, with the Rolex dealers, they put you on the waiting list. So they put me on the waiting list, and I said, I've dressed up, I look really good, I wore my suit and everything, but they still put me on the waiting list, right? And obviously you got to buy a watch. To climb up that waiting list. But anyway, I was able to finally get the watch through a private seller, and I'll go through the actual details in another video. But I just really want to share with you just the update on getting this Rolex, and that really, when I finally got my Rolex, which was last week, I've been wearing this for about a week so far. The feeling that I felt was just absolute euphoria. It was just, I spent about 23 grand on this. Retail is 20 grand, but I spent $23,000 on this, and it's a really, it's a really incredible experience. If you ever get to buy your first luxury watch, do it, because it really changes your way of thinking. It changes your way you behave. It changes the way people look at you as well. And no matter how much crap you go through, if you look down and look at the time, it's a reminder that saying, look, this is what's happened. You went through this time in your life where you bought a Rolex watch and you could afford it. You went out there, you bought it, and it's just a reminder that no matter what happens in your life, that was that time when you bought that Rolex watch, and never forget that. And it's a really good external validation that you did the right thing. You did the right thing in your life, and that's pretty much how I felt about it, buying my first Rolex. And it's one of the most amazing experiences you can ever go through. I think this is an absolute beautiful watch. If you've been looking at the Rolex, I highly recommend for you to get the Submariner if you can, get the Bluesy if you can. But this, how did I come up with the money? Well, I worked really hard for it. What I did was I saved every month, and let's say that you're saving $2,000 per month, right? If you can save $2,000 a month, that's great. You'll be able to have this in just over a year. You'll be able to get something like this in just over a year. Or if you're saving $1,000 a month, right, then you can get this in 2 years. So that's the reality of it. But if you're a successful business person and you're stacking away lots of cash, obviously you get a lot faster. So I just think that the most important thing is that if you come up with your own money and you buy your own Rolex watch, then that's a really big milestone. However, if it was, if you called up your parents gave you the money and you bought it, I don't know if it has that same meaning behind it, because to me this represents hard work for many years, discipline of saving, going through crap, going paying bills, trying to save again, spending money from my savings, getting rejected, losing jobs, losing clients, just years of that stuff. And on the other side of it, I was able to get a Rolex watch. So I'm 100% not doing this to brag or anything, just that I was able to do this. If I can do this, so you can do the same thing too. And you know, I can show you pictures of my vision board back in 2014, 2015. I had this picture on my vision board, and I finally did it. You know, if there was one thing I learned from the Rolex, is what it taught me is that urgency. Because I had this goal for so many years, but I never really pulled the trigger until it was just a few months before my birthday. And when I was getting close to 40, I was like, damn it, I really got to get my Rolex watch. If I don't get my Rolex watch before I hit 40, I'm going to be miserable. I got to do this. So then I was running around, you know, I was texting people in Queensland, Victoria and Sydney, just trying to find, does anyone have this particular model? No one's got it, no one's got it. It was really hard to track down, but I finally did it. And that's the big thing I learned about the Rolex, is that if you want to achieve a goal, you have to have urgency behind it. Because if you've always wanted Rolex and you don't have urgency, you'll never get it. And so what I'm doing now is I'm applying the lessons that I learned from my Rolex. Got to have urgency. And so right now, I've got, if you look on my screen now, I've got pictures of waterfront properties. So now I'm adding more urgency to my goals. So now I'm looking at 4 waterfront properties right now, right after when I finish recording this. And it's a really amazing experience to get your own Rolex. I think it's every man's dream to get a Rolex, and by all means, go for it. You know, go for it, get your Rolex, and you'll never regret it. Never regret the decision. I handed over my $23,000, and I felt like I didn't give away anything, because I still got my $23,000 right here. If I want to, I can even sell this for even more. I can even sell for $25,000, right? But I won't do that. So yeah, I haven't lost anything, you know. So just think about that. Work hard, save your money, and one day you will get your own Rolex watch if you haven't got one. So it's one of the best things you can ever experience. It's hard to describe, but it's one of the most amazing experiences you can ever feel. And yeah, I really want to share with you that it's possible, it's doable, you can do it. Just work hard, have a goal, stay focused, have some urgency with your goals, and you'll be able to get your own Rolex watch at the same time too. So I'm going to continue wearing this for the rest of my life, and you know, I'm going to try and get my Daytona. That's my next goal, get a Daytona. But yeah, I'm going to record another video on the process in which I was able to acquire this watch, how I saved the money, all those details. But just this video is just a really basic introduction of my Rolex watch. But yeah, I really want to just share with you that I finally did it. You know, I'm really proud to share that I did it, and share with you that, you know, to include you in my journey of getting it. So I'll keep you posted on how I go. And if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.